Should Marauders get a solo only mode? Let's discuss it and I'll give you my thoughts on it. And if you like the content, please give this a like and subscribe for more. So currently Marauders, how matchmaking works, and I've spoken to the devs on this, is that there is no MMR at all. It doesn't look at your gear, your squad size, your stats, your progression, nothing. It just puts everyone together, and I think it does it based on region, because of lag, of course. So that means you will, as a solo player, come up against other solos and groups of various sizes. The very first raid I did in the live version of Marauders, as soon as I got on my airlock in the mining tunnels area, I came up against a group of 3 players, and yeah, it was a bit of a shock. I took them out. I think the video of it is on the channel, or at least the streamers. And combat against groups, especially when you win, feels so damn good, honestly. If you are able to take out a group, really no matter what equipment they've got, you're going to come away with a big win. Even if it's just grabbing their equipment and selling it, it's awesome. But if you lose against a group, it can feel really just sucky, because if that group is playing well and using their numbers well, they should be attacking you from multiple sides, like cornering you somewhere or just enveloping you just so you're overwhelmed. And if you are that solo that gets overwhelmed, yeah, it's just sucky and it just feels awful. But that's kind of the risk with these extraction royale games. It is a constant risk v reward scenario. You've got some loot. Should you push in a little bit more to try and get some extra loot, or should you just leave? That loot you've got now, you could sell it, you could use it for progression, or you could push in, maybe try and get a vault, get some extra high value stuff, and you'll come up against another player or a group and die and lose it all. One of the main draws of extraction royales for me is those feelings of like the high highs where you have that awesome raid, you get loads of kills, you get that awesome loot and extract, but you also have those really low lows where you die and you lose all that awesome loot you've got. Like, I've died a few times recently, lost STGs, lost a K1 assault rifle that had a stock on it, and yeah, it sucks, but then you can bounce back with a good raid and it sort of balances it out. It's kind of like the adrenaline rush you get when you play a battle royale, when you get into those like top 10 situations. It's kind of like that, but with that feeling coming up against groups, it is more stressful. It's not as easy to have a chill game to. I mean, with extraction royale games, it's not really a chill out game, but some people do like to try and chill while playing these games. And probably part of that audience is the audience that wants a solo only mode. And there is an audience that wants solo only. I have seen many comments on my videos from people saying they don't want to play it because they don't want to be match made against groups. They hate coming up against groups. So if they put in a solo only mode, that could bring more people to the game, because they could just have a little tick box to say matchmaker against only solos, and it's going to give them what they want. But it could impact the current matchmaking situation. It would make groups fight against groups more often, which I think is really a good thing, because when you're playing as a group, when you just stomp over a solo guy, even if he's got good loot, it's not as rewarding as taking out a group of players. And for solo players that want to fight groups, they would still be able to do that, so it wouldn't impact them at all. It may impact them that there won't be as many solo players to kill, so it could be a bit more difficult for those solo V group players. But there are games that do this. There's Hunt Showdown. When you play as a solo, you can have a little tick box to enable trios. So when you're playing as a solo, you can come up against solos or duos, and I don't think anyone's complained about that, ever. When you're playing as a group in Hunt Showdown, you're pretty much always up against other groups. You do get the odd solo though. So in my opinion, I think they should add a solo only mode to Marauders if there's people that want it. If it's not going to affect the matchmaking of groups too much, then yeah, definitely add it in. If it brings more users into the game, that means there's more money coming into the game, more devs can be hired, more content can come out for it, more support from the publisher. So in general, I think it would be a win-win. But we could take this one step further, and what about a PvE offline only mode? Now, in my head, this wouldn't be taking your current character and then ticking a box to say offline mode and then doing that. What this would be a completely separate character that can only play offline, have no interaction with the online users, not be able to be transferred to like an online character. Is 100% separate. And yes, there is an audience that does want offline extraction royale games, and yes, I've had comments in my videos from people saying that they do want an offline PvE only mode. But what effect would this have to online users? I think it would be very minimal, because people that generally want to play extraction royales do want the PvP combat. Playing against AI is no way near as good as playing against players, so yeah, I don't think it's going to affect current online players at all. But what it will do is bring in potential new players who want this type of game, and it could, we'll say, convert them to online players. Once they've got a handle of the game, they want to try something a bit more risky, they'll go into the online version of the mode, the online version of the game. But can the devs do it? I don't know. There could be certain code or something with the game that's held on the servers only. So if they were to do it, it may need quite a bit of work for it to, well, actually work. But should they do it? I mean, yeah, I think they should. It again brings in more people to the game. That's more money coming in, more investment they could put into the game. There's the audience for it. So I know it's not on their roadmap. They may have not even thought about it, but I think they really should think about it. Maybe send out some marketing feelers or surveys to see if people would want this. But generally, if it's something that's going to increase player count for the game, which player count isn't an issue, I'm just saying the more players you have, the more money that's coming into the game, then yeah, maybe do it. I know the dev team is really small. I think there's a core group of, what, 6 people. Maybe Team 17 can put some extra money in so they can get some more devs in. That would make content come out quicker and fixes and other stuff. It would just be a win all around. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Would you want a solo only matchmaking system? Would you use it? What about an offline PvE mode? Would you be up for that? Would you even play it? Would you be okay with people playing it? I mean, it's not going to affect online players at all. Give this video a like, subscribe for more Marauders content. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one.